Hello and welcome back to Absolute BSS, the casualpetitive look at Bandai Namco's Battle Spirit Saga card game. I'm one of your hosts, Cameron, joined as always by my buddies, Angel. How we doing, Angel?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
And Eric. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. I just got done at the dentist. I know you guys said you couldn't tell, but I'm just going to let them know.
Sure.
My mouth is still kind of numb, so if I sound a little weird, that's why.
Yeah.
But apparently I sound okay. But we'll just power through. I might bite my tongue halfway through.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. I won't even be able to tell though, so it's great.
Start drooling on camera, like
yeah. There's just like blood pouring out.
Yeah, I'm glad you did address it just in case.
Yeah. If we see you starting off, we know something's wrong.
So this one's Overlord Dragon Vandalizer. And, Eric, your face is melting. No, appreciate y'all still doing the podcast. We were gonna record. This doesn't matter. We were gonna record a little bit earlier. And then I was going to stream some Keyforge, but then you guys both were coming back from dentist appointments, and I'm like, well, me and my stinky breath will just stream now. So if you're looking for Keyforge content, I've got some. You know, it's on my VOD, twitch.tv/lavenoustwitch. I might throw it over on the BSS channel, but definitely will be streaming more Keyforge in the future, as the new set was just added to the online client that the fans have kept going, and it's how the game has stayed alive. It's called the Crucible Online. It's totally free, and the new set is there. So I've been playing some new decks and just generally being excited about Keyforge. Spoiler alert, got my ass kicked, but you can still see how the new decks interact with some stuff, and I try to walk through my moves and walk through the decks, so it's like, again, casualpetitive, but would definitely like to make more content like that. But besides that, yeah, what have you guys been up to besides being healthy adults and getting your regular dental exams?
Well, I've been getting tatted up, just continue getting my tattoo collection going on my body.
Hell yeah.
So that's been fun, 6-7 hours of pain. Marble snapping, I've been marble snapping at work on my breaks. What you can say, Eric? I saw you laughing.
Well, you were like, it's been fun. 6 or 7 hours of pain.
Hey, we all have fun different ways, right?
That's right.
I didn't know that about you, Angel.
Yeah, I keep it a secret. I have to keep it a secret. But apart from that, just snapping away the lore. Yeah, ChatGPT, make a story about Angel and his pain. And then other than that, honestly, just I was actually able to convince my little brother to hopefully try out this Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. Cool. So been just hunting the product down as much as I can and just getting ready for next week. That's it. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think if anyone is interested in listening to us talk about Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, I think at the end of this show we're gonna have a little segment and talk all about our experience with it. But yeah, thanks to Cam and Angel, I hunted down some decks. Cam helped me find some, so I have one of each of the starter decks, and that has been a ton of fun. And other than that, like I said, dentist appointment today, so I got some new fillings. Can't wait to test those babies out. Make sure everything's all good there. I gotta say, while I was sitting in the chair, and they were drilling into my teeth, there's just something really fucked up about smelling the dust from your own teeth being like
just hammered down.
Yeah, it was I don't know why, but in that moment that thought entered my brain and I was like, this is messed up. That's not something that a human being should ever smell.
Their bone dust. Yeah.
Yeah, bone dust.
I always say, like, when I was younger, I was like, the dentist is the worst place. And I used to remember when I was a kid, they would give you a freaking piece of shit candy for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's like
that makes up for it.
Yeah, you almost like waterboarded me, fucking drowning me with that damn nozzle in my mouth with water everywhere. I'm getting sprayed all over the face. You're like scalping my teeth. Like, I hate the dentist.
Yeah, and then they give you candy, so you have to come back. It's
fucked.
Yeah.
But I'll say this though, I will take the dentist nowadays compared to the old school generation, because me and my wife, I saw a documentary on old dentistry and how they performed their.
It's like Egyptian surgery, like brain surgery.
Yeah, let's just say I'm good.
You're just like smoking a cigarette, like ash falls in your mouth.
Yeah, got a trap at your mouth, like.
Yeah.
They like suck it out of you, like venom.
I did have to get X-rays done today, and the lady was like, "All right, I need to get this like way back in there," and she shoved it back in, and I went, "Oh!"
Yeah, dude, I've put hands on my dental tech before just because it's a response. Like, she put that X-ray thing, and I go, "Stop!"
Yeah, it's bad.
You got tears streaming down your face. I'm so sorry. Yeah. It's fight or flight, and I'm fighting.
Like you already hate going, but every time you walk into that dental office and they say it's time for X-ray day, it's like you even get more down. Like, oh yeah, it's like because you know what's about to happen. It's about the worst uncomfortable feeling.
It's so funny. Maybe a comedian made this joke at some point, or I heard it somewhere. But I've really thought about how they are like, oh yeah, this thing's perfectly safe to flash at your face, but I am going to put this lead vest on you, and I'm just going to step into the other room.
Yeah.
But it's totally safe.
But you're fine.
I just don't. But yeah, you're fine. I just don't want to be in here when it's happening, but you're okay. Yeah. I'm going to blast it at your face. It's okay.
And blast it in your face they do.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, I've been playing lots of Persona 3. Cam, you've beaten Persona 3.
I did. I beat it in the first 2 weeks of its release. I really went hard on that. 63 hours.
I just made it to October, and if you know anything about the game, you know what that means.
Shit goes down.
Yeah, and so I'm close to finishing it. Hoping like maybe this weekend I'll finish it up. And I don't know if that's actually realistic to think that, but it's weird because like now I'm in the stage where it's all just like I'm not even really playing the game anymore. It's all just like maintenance stuff. Like I have my charisma and my courage and academics like all maxed out, and so it's just like all I'm doing is advancing like my social links. And but it's like I feel like I'm so close to the end of the game, but it's taking up so much time because like every day I just like, well, I'll watch this cutscene, and then I'll watch this cutscene, and it's just. Yeah, it takes a while.
It's a little visual novelty towards that Act 3, but
it's great.
But it is a great story. Yeah,
the story is great. So
yeah, it's just a completely different gameplay loop in the back half of that game. But it's very fun.
If you loved Persona 5, definitely check out Persona 3 Reload. If you have never played a Persona game, try Reload.
I would.
See if you like it. And then if you like Reload, you're going to love Persona 5. So just go to that next.
Specifically the battle system. If you end up like really clicking with it, I have a bunch of games to recommend that Atlas has made that uses that exact same thing with just little bit twists here and there. It's so fun. It's so good.
I love those games. They're great. But that's pretty much it for me. Unfortunately, not a lot of battle spirits. But one last thing, actually. We are going to be doing some battle shots this Friday. What do you have something to say, Kim?
No, it's just badass.
Oh, okay. I just didn't hear it.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, that was like so passive aggressive. Like, what? We're gonna play battle. What? You got something to say, Cam, about my battle?
Well, I like screamed, "Whoa!"
Like, oh, it didn't come through the
That's
mic.
funny.
I thought the way you opened your mouth, I thought you were gonna be like, I actually can't do it, and I was gonna be like, oh man, that's sad to find out live on the air. But
I'm trying to get my camera to refocus. There we go. Battle shots
this Friday,
live.
Hell yeah!
So you're on ESPN.
On ESPN the Ocho.
Yeah.
I actually just picked up a bottle of vodka. It's in my freezer.
Oh boy, you going with vodka? Jeez. And
well, I'm
making tequila, right?
I'm going tequila.
You're making lemon drop.
I'm making lemon drop shots. Yeah, so I got some fresh lemons and a bottle of vodka, and we'll see how drunk I get. I think later that night I'm supposed to go to some like an indie sleaze night at a bar.
Wow.
Some friends invited me to, and I'm just like, we'll see.
You're gonna If you do, you show up sloshed already. It's so fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna show up so drunk, smelling like lemon.
I'm just gonna stream on my channel after we get done streaming on BSS, because I usually do like a non-sober stream on Fridays anyway, so that'll work out.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Man, that's gonna hack us. They're gonna be like, yeah, our Battle Spirit players are becoming alcoholics.
Becoming? No. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't know when you're listening to this. Maybe Battle Shots is already over, but it'll be Friday, February 23rd.
And at the very least, the VOD will be up. So if you are hearing this after the 23rd, yes, you did miss it live, but it lives on. And it'll be, it should be fun. I'm trying to decide what I want to play. I don't think I'm going to play the Blue Hydra list just because I feel like... No. It's so fun and I love aberrations, but also like it's just mean, it's fast, and it's been seen before, right? Like I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna try something I don't normally do.
I want to do something kind of memey, like a meme deck, like maybe like a Humpty Dumpty or something.
Yeah, and that way, if I don't win and don't have to play the second game, it's fine. I'll just commentate it with my slurry speech, and it'll be fun. That's honestly
a pro strat. Lose your first round of battle shots so that you don't have to take any more.
Yeah. I'm very excited. It's just the first bit of like, funny side content and live stuff that we're trying to do here on the channel, and I'm looking forward to it. I will also go for it. No.
I was going to say I saw that we can monetize at 500 subscribers. So
I saw that too. So that's our next goal, baby.
We should we should think of something fun to do at 500. I don't know what. Let's wait and see how Battle Shots goes. Maybe we'll just do that. Maybe we'll do that again, but like at a bigger scale.
See how it ended.
Yeah,
we'll Everclear absence. Yeah. Absent flute Battle Shots Saga. But also talking about live and card games and just branching out a little bit in our YouTube specifically. I'm going to try to stream some SoulForge digital soon. SoulForge is a game that originally existed digital only. It went away. It came back in Kickstarted form physically. It was too fiddly. People were like, this should be a digital game. And I'm sure everyone at Stoneblade was just like, it was. But they rallied. They put out a digital... It's still in beta right now for backers of the Kickstarter, which I'm one of those. But I loaded the game up, and the digital client is awesome. It's a little bit like Keyforge, where the decks are unique, but you get 2 half decks. And so you put those half decks together of 2 different factions, and you try to get as much synergy out of them as you can. But like each leader is different, each name is different. And all that to say, the digital client is very, very well done. It looks very good. The gameplay is fun. I'm a big fan of procedurally generated deck games, as you know from Keyforge. So I'm going to try to put that on the channel. So if anybody's interested, just keep an eye out on Absolute BSS on YouTube. And that should launch in a month or 2 for non-backers. So if it's something you're interested in, it's really easy to get involved in. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll talk about Dragon Ball at the end of this. But now let's get into what we're supposed to be doing here. What we all have you all here for, and that is Absolute BSS new cards. Well, technically, these are the promo cards for the new set. We're gonna go through each of them and give our thoughts about them as set 4 is rapidly approaching. A lot of good card game stuff is happening right now. Altered is over 3 million euros or pounds on Kickstarter right now. That's another kind of unique deck game,
and they keep increasing. I think almost every day it looks like.
Yeah, so. I keep getting emails of them just breaking goals, which I'm really glad I went ahead and backed it. Star Wars Unlimited is coming out soon. Dragon Ball at the end of the month, like we've been talking about. Union Arena is coming out soon for Bandai Namco. And Battle Spirit Saga set 4 March 1st. And some of you might even be doing pre-release events. We're not that lucky. But it's cool shit.
It's getting to a point where I'm going to have to start. Even if there's a game I'm like really interested in, I might have to pass just because there's like too much.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Which is a good position to be in.
It is.
I feel like every year it's like that though. Because last year was kind of very similar with Shadowverse that came out and some other Battle Spirits came out obviously. Yeah. And there were some other ones I don't remember, but I think it's the same thing every year. I mean, the TCG market is hot right now, and some are gonna be very successful, and some are gonna come burn and crash, unfortunately.
Yep. But me, with Runeterra kind of rotating out of my front of my mind and Dragon Ball Fusion World coming into it. and Soulforge Fusion. Just a lot of forging and fusion in card names also, I've noticed. But because, I mean, that's the landscape, right? Of it's physical and digital coming together and being separate. I would love for Fusion World to have some digital event support from Bandai. And I hope that it does well. And, you know, like we said last episode, maybe we'll start seeing some digital clients for their other games. And what we want to do there is just, we play card games, so we want to show them to you and play them with you and talk with you about them. So we're going to obviously very much stick to Battle Spirits, but you're going to see us branching off and putting out some other stuff. So let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. And we'll all move forward with it together. And before we get into the promos, just real quick, I never say it at the top of the show, join our Discord. Join our Discord. It's in the description. Go ahead and jump on in there and stay connected with us. We'd love to have you. All right, let's get into these promo cards. We've got a few for each color, and we're going to do it just like we normally do. So, Eric, you kicking us off here in red?
Yeah, Overlord Dragon Vandalizer. So he's a 7-cost, 4 reduction Ancient Dragon. Level 1 for 1 core, 4k. Level 2 for 3 cores, 9k. And at both levels, when summoned, destroy all of your opponent's spirits with 3,000 or fewer BP. And then at level 2, when the spirit attacks, select one of your opponent's spirits with 5,000 or fewer BP and destroy it. So the level 1 and 2, like when summoned, I don't know if that's super relevant, but the level 2 definitely seems like it could make an impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would use it for, that level 2. I mean, it's a constant onboard destruction effect every time he attacks, so.
Yeah.
5,000 is pretty big, so.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ancient Dragon trait. I don't know if this card gets a lot of play outside of red just because it's expensive, but in red, that reduction is really nice. And it just does good destruction like you want it to. This feels like a sideboard card. To me anyway, like my first thoughts are like, if you want to get the most value out of it, you're slotting this in against aggro, you're slotting this in against yellow. But I mean, yeah, that level 2 for only 3 cores, and you can take something out 5,000 or fewer. That's big. That's really good.
Yeah. The spirit type of Ancient Dragon also will become relevant at some point.
For sure.
If it's not already. Yeah. Are there any cards that reference Ancient Dragon already?
There are a couple.
There's like a Nexus. Yeah, there's like a Nexus and a few others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the worst trait in red for sure.
Yeah. The next one. Oh, this is a horrible one to say while my mouth is numb.
3 S's.
Yeah, Shamshir. Is a 1-cost Reptoid. Level 1 for 1 core, 2k. Level 2 for 3 cores, 3k. When destroyed, select a spirit card with a send from your trash and return it to your hand. That actually seems kind of like, maybe I'm wrong here, but that seems kind of decent.
Yeah, I mean, that's your recycle to your cards that get destroyed with a send.
I feel like this works better in a red-purple deck than just red.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
You know, the self-mill kind of thing, or against blue. I guess the self-mill thing is good in purple to get those cards into the discard pile, and then you could just deadly balance this, kill something, grab and ascend. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this actually is, the more I look at it, it's better than I think it is.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's the only card right now that I can think of that can bring an ascend to your hand from the trash, right?
From the trash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think anytime there's recursion, it's worth a look.
Especially outside of purple. That's a good point, too. Like, yeah, red doesn't have that. Red just looks for it and draws a lot, but if you missed it or if it got milled for you, yeah, this guy's actually pretty good.
The last 2 cards, I mean, we're getting early on it, but the promos already are even better than the last set's promos. I can't recall much of last set's promos, honestly.
I agree. Yeah. I like seeing the promo cards be good. It kind of encourages that secondary market.
Yeah, and it really, I mean, we've seen it with Axe-Biter, how it changes the meta completely.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, dual eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So promo cards are definitely, and matter of fact, I think we talked about it. There's another promo card that I mean it changes games for sure. So yeah, I like talking about the promo cards as well.
Well, we'll get to Milfrog later too, and that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
promo card in this set too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the promos are coming in hot.
All right, you want to go for Purple Angel?
Yeah. So first purple card, Dark Knight K or Kai. I'm calling him K.
Sure.
Like K Jewelers. Dark Knight K. 4 cost, 2 cost reduction. Level 1 for 1 core, 2,000 BP. Level 2 for 2 cores, 4,000. Level 3 for 4 cores, 6,000. At all 3 levels, when destroyed, destroy all your opponent's exhausted spirits that cost 2 or fewer, and at 2 or 3 while he attacks. He has the good old curse. It's not bad. I mean, it's good. I mean, I
Yeah.
think anything with curse and then able to have an effect when he's destroyed go off, whether it's useful or not, it's good,
Yeah.
right? Because you're still gonna use him as a body, but you get something else behind it that might make your opponent think twice before blocking with their spirits. And honestly, you can bring this down to 2 costs, so it's not bad at him.
It's
And it's
also
a
a
shadow.
shadow. Yeah.
Yep, it's a
And
shadow. So
it does trigger Beldegor from the discard pile, like
yep,
all the things that you're looking for to check off on your list for
yeah.
building purple.
And very cool art. It's like Prince of Persia,
Yeah.
Red Riding Hood, Fox kind of thing. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm Foxman.
This is how I think my dog thinks he looks when he barks at
yeah. When
everything.
he does it, he looks more like this next card, the Gemhead Pigeon.
Yes.
It's a 0 cost undead. Level 1 for 1 core, 1,000. Level 2 for 2 cores, 2,000. At both levels, during your attack step, this spirit cannot attack unless one of your spirit has been destroyed this turn. So, interesting little caveat there, but it means a 0 drop. Something that's really what you're using it for. Cost reduction,
Yeah.
self-sacrifice it for deadly balance or other cards that want to sack things. So he's just kind of a dumb pigeon, I guess. This could be useful.
This card reminds me, because I have been playing Runeterra, it reminds me of there's this card called Fading Icon in Shadow Isles that when you bring it brings in a card called Prey.
Yep.
And it's a
Yep.
0/1, and really all you're doing is sacking it to use a
Yeah.
spell. Because Shadow Isles is just purple.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing, right?
Runeterra. I wish it would have stayed Runeterra. It's so good.
I know, man. There's some.
Is Runeterra like straight up gone, or is it just they're not supporting it anymore?
It's just they're really pushing the PvE.
Yeah, which nobody really cares for.
No, and like there's just so much good game design in Runeterra. Like it's such a shame that the focus is not more on balancing all of that and support for that, because like back in the day, man, like they were doing tournament circuits and
Yeah.
the meta was really balanced.
Meta, yeah.
It
Wow.
felt really good. But yeah, now it's just not getting the support that it should have, and they're leaning into more of the pay to play PvE stuff. Yeah, like I don't know. It's upsetting.
That sucks.
Sorry, I went on a rant.
Anyways,
No, it's all good.
sorry. We just love Runeterra. I know me and Cam kind of talked about it a long time ago, and it's
Yeah.
just kind of sad. But well, Cam, it's John. You want to read your
Oh,
little guy?
baby. I'm so triggered because this guy looks like the first big boss in Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne that just humbles the fuck out of you. This is Neko Matador.
I was thinking like Puss in Boots. That's what I
Yeah,
was
he does
thinking.
look like Puss in Boots. Any Mega 10 fans out there will know what I'm talking about. But Neko Matador is a 4-cost 2 reduction yellow fabled beast spirit. So, we love to see that. Level 1 for 1 core is 3k. Level 2 for 2 is 4k. Level 3 for 4 is 6k. And at level 2 and 3, while this spirit attacks, the spirit cannot be blocked. Whoops, sorry. If you control a spirit with Ascend. So,
Wow.
especially with that new Genbu, it's a little
Yeah.
unblockable.
It's a fabled
Matador.
beast. Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Like if you're gonna lean into that Fabled Beast, regular Genbu, unlock Genbu, unblockable stuff like that, this is a staple. It's a good card. It draws off your Phantasmal Paradise. It's easy to play. 4 costs reduced by 2. It's good.
Out of yellow, 6k BP is no joke out of yellow either. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty decent.
That's true.
You don't really see that a lot on Fabled Beasts. Like they don't usually get super big.
Yeah.
So
And it's cheap, right? Like a lot of the yellows will get up to that level 3 for cheap. And so I've been looking at Seabed Lighthouse for yellow decks because of its second ability, making all your level 3 spirits get plus 2k more. It just makes them a little stickier.
Yeah.
And, It could really lock out your opponent from doing fun stuff. But yeah, it's a cheaper Joker, and you don't have to have Genbu turn on its unblockable, or the regular Genbu. You can still have an unblockable creature for cheap, and you're probably drawing cards off of it when it comes into play. And then you got the big Genbu that might be giving it Blast if you have 4 life. Like, I think Neko Matador is pretty good.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to play around with it.
Yeah. And then the next one is Unwise Scarecrow. So this poor guy, 2 cost, 1 reduction, yellow toy spirit. So we've seen some toy, but no X rare for toy yet or anything like that. Level 1 for 1 core, it's 1k. Level 2 for 2 cores, it's 3k. And when it is summoned at level 1 and level 2, it gains luster for the turn. So that's pretty cool, because we've seen the 2 cost decks, specifically 2 cost luster. You know, Dr. Duck has it. Godslaying is a really good card here. It's just, this might see play. It might see play later when toys are more relevant, if they become more relevant. But like, you know, it's solid.
Yeah, it's a cute card. I think it's goofy looking. Like I said, I think, and there has to be, right? There's gonna be some kind of X-ray that comes out in like set 5. It's like toy archetype or something that's gonna make all these toy cards that we've been seeing.
Especially
extra.
2 cost archetype, I think will fit well with the toy archetype. Just from what we've been seeing so far in the first 4 sets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see that happen, because I like the toy cards.
I do too. Think they're fun.
They're some of the most fun cards in the game.
They remind me of Yu-Gi-Oh, like those off meta, just like really combo-y cards. It just that's what a toy deck would feel like right now.
Yeah.
It'd feel like, you know, the main characters get sucked into or like minimized and put into this board game, and the other guy's like, "Hi, you get to play with my toys." So
it's like Small Soldiers, except it's not scoring.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
All right.
But oh man, this is a cool card in white.
Yeah.
Mech Armor Fortress Sawback Turtle. This is a 6 cost 3 reduction Machine Beast Armored Beast.
Very relevant.
And at level 1 for 1 core, it's 4k. At level 2 for 2 cores, it's 7k. That's pretty decent. And when summoned, select one of your opponent's spirits with 1 symbol and return it to their hand. That's good. And then during your end step, at the start of the step, refresh the spirit if you control a spirit with Ascend.
Also good.
Seems good. I mean, he works with the Namen City.
Yeah, he comes out turn 2.
Yeah.
With Namen City. And
he
then
bounces
can bounce something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're seeing bounce.
10,000 BP. It's really good for 2 cores. Like, that's big stats. And he refreshes as long as you have an Ascend creature. So that's your constant pushing, you know? Like, you bounce back and you start pushing every turn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's cool. I think it's a cool card. It's good early. It's good mid-range. It's decent late game. Because it's easy to power up.
Yeah. I like the artwork too.
Yeah, the
cool.
artwork
like
is so
nice
cool.
Guy with the flying.
Yeah, there's like Gradius ships flying around. They look like the Fang Fighters too from Star Wars. It's very cool.
Nice.
Now we can make an entirely turtle-based deck, I'm sure.
Yellow-white turtle deck would be nuts.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Next up, we got Little Vicken. 2 cost 1 reduction construct android. Oh, another android. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Like, I saw these cards when they posted them on the Twitter, but I haven't really looked at them since. So
yeah, me neither.
I'm kind of experiencing them for the first time in a way. Level 1 for 1 core, 1k. Level 2 for 2 cores, 3k. Level 3 for 4 cores, 4k. At all 3 levels, armor red, white. Those are 2 pretty great armor types to have. And then at level 2 and 3, when destroyed by your opponent, select one of your spirits with armor and refresh it, which, if you're playing this out of androids, is probably going to be quite a few of them.
Yep.
Yeah, this feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is definitely good. Keep him up, push for your other creature or your other spirits, you know, purposely block with this guy during their attack step and refresh it.
He's not bad in the white aggro list either.
Yeah, I think I'm really feeling aggro vibes off of this, because you swing in and then it's like they either take the damage or they kill it, but if they kill it, then you refresh like
Refresh again,
red,
yeah.
You refresh red Eric, and then he swings in. And
Yeah.
if they want to block that, he sends a card to the bottom of their deck. I'm always looking for ways for red Eric to be better. Not
Yeah.
that he's a bad card. I just want to use him, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Got this next card, Shinobi Sage Udo. It's the first green card. So it's a 5 cost, 3 cost reduction. He's a Prey Bird. At level 1 for 1 core, 3k. Level 2 for 3 cores, 6k. Flash speed, has Swift. At level 1 and 2 when summoned, if you control a spirit with Ascend, select one of your opponent's spirits and exhaust it. So doing what green does. You can play him for 2, has flash speed. So pretty good, I think. I mean, with green, you're gonna go wide probably with all the ramp that you're doing.
Yeah.
And the ability to, well, I guess the caveat is you gotta have an Ascend, I guess, on board. So
It's good to keep
situational.
tapping down after
Yeah.
the big Tokiwa turn.
Yeah.
It's a good follow up there. You know, pair it with a Thorn Prison or Needle Shot, and you're probably exhausting enough if you didn't get the win the turn before. The Prey Bird trait is very relevant, and yeah, it's easily flashable too. So even if it's a chump blocker, well, yeah, it could flash in and exhaust. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's I don't mind. I mean, and honestly, for 5 costs, but you probably can play this for less than 5, whether that's
Yeah.
playing it at 2 or at 3. So
Yeah,
it's
for
not
sure.
I think where I would struggle with this card is playing this over Scopel.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Scott Bowell is just
very-
better.
Yeah. And you don't have that caveat of having a Ascend creature. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
It's cool
I don't
that
know.
it fits the theme, and it gets a little bigger, but
yeah.
Yeah.
that would be a hard call.
The next one is Sizel Grizz, Blade Beast. 4 cost, 2 cost reduction. Level 1 for 1 core, 1k. Level 2 for 3 cores, 5k. Level 1 and 2, it has Gale 1 when he attacks. And at level 2, while he attacks, place a core from the void onto the spirit when its attack reduces your opponent's life.
I love this
So,
card.
I like that because he's even by himself. You're tapping something down. So yeah, I like this card, and it's very cheap to play. Very cool looking.
Blade Beasts
Ninja
are
Grizzly
fun,
Bear.
and I want to revisit those, especially with the new brand pour.
Yeah.
And I think this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, I really like this card.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This is a win for green right here with this promo card right here. I like this.
yeah, and this is definitely a champion level Digimon. Like, it looks cool.
Yeah.
The art is so badass. Like, if I showed this to my brother, he'd be like, "All right, I'll play."
I immediately thought of your brother because you mentioned him in the past about
Yeah.
that other bear card. And
Yeah. Oh man, I think there's a fun Blade Beast, green and purple like just loop deck.
Yeah, I mean this hits your Beldegor. Beldegor comes back off of this.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Beldbagor looks like a bear, so thematically it's very cool.
Yeah.
Beldegor's whatever you want him to be. He's a shadow.
Yeah,
Beldegor almost looks like he has like that guy's arm on him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
like
he's
the
got
Wolverine
the-
arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It became standard
What is-
practice for denizens of the realm of the forest to switch between spending 1 year of wandering. Whoops, I clicked away.
And 1 year settle down.
And 1 year settled down. Cool, good for him.
What if this is Beldegor when he was alive?
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause even the eyes are like yellow.
He even
Beldegor-
triggers Beldegor.
Wait, can we look at Beldegor as well?
Yeah.
I want to look at them and
When
see.
this card dies, it becomes Beldegor refreshed. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Should we move on to blue?
Yes, let's do blue. So the first one is a golem, the Wizened General Dogu Golem, or the Wizened. 7 cost, 3 reduction, blue golem spirit. Level 1 for 1 core has 5k. Level 2 for 3 is 7k. Level 3 for 6 cores is 10k. And at all 3 levels, during your attack step, all of your golem tokens gain raid 1. And that's when the
Damn.
spirit attacks, raid 1, up to the specified numbers of times per turn. You may exhaust one of your nexuses to refresh the spirit. And at level 2 and 3, when this spirit attacks, select one of your opponent's spirits that costs 3 or fewer and destroy it.
Because why not?
Because why not?
I want to build a golem deck. There's some good. The only thing with this card is weird for me. I'm trying to think, and maybe since I haven't played enough of set 3. Cool, you give all your golems token rate 1, but like, how many nexus are you really gonna have to really, make that effective?
As we've seen with Hydra,
with
Hydra, enough. Yeah. I think enough. Yeah. Like Hydra obviously wants, the Great Sapphire Labyrinth, and you're probably not running that in a golem deck unless you are also running Hydra. But I don't know. I think that raid 1 actually goes a pretty long way. We have more golem token support than we have mecha token support.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
At the very least,
10K, so.
Yeah, it's a fun deck. Like, until you run into a floodstream. But
because I really want to play with golem. I mean, it'd be very cool with the new X-ray that's coming out in this set too. And some of the golem cards. I mean, granted, just the tokens alone, 10,000 is huge. But
yeah,
most of the golem cards have crazy little funky effects that I like. So
yeah, a golem deck will rise. I think someone's gonna figure it out. And make it super viable. I think it's viable with Hydra, right?
Yeah.
And then at that point you should just be playing a different Hydra list, I think. But to go away from it and maybe just focus on the Artificer, I don't know. I think this is a card that definitely slots in though, 1 or 2 copies. That raid could be the deciding factor of a game. I might look at making a golem deck.
That could be fun for battle shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm either gonna do. I'll just let you know. I'm either gonna do Fabled Beasts with the new Genbu and the old Genbu just to see how they work, or I'm gonna do a golem deck.
I'm probably doing Red Eric.
That's awesome. Yeah, I thought about doing like a Valkyrie or like an Android bounce deck, but I'm like, that's annoying.
Well, I'm not gonna go too annoying with it. I just want to use Red Eric.
I love Red Eric. And then everybody's favorite.
Really quick actually. Do either of you look at this and just think of like Ithorians from Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
That's like all I can see when I look at this.
For sure.
Yeah. See that or the I'm drawing a blank on there, but the Overwatch character, there's like a robot / with a machine gun in her hand.
Orisa?
Wait, who's that?
Orisa?
Yes.
She was my main.
Yeah, I think it's just the color wave of this card that reminds me of her, like this like skin.
I have an Orisa.
Bastion's a good boy too, though. I like Bastion. He's a good old boy.
But yes, now it's Sathagua, who we talked about before. This is your Milfrog. 4 cost, 2 reduction, blue aberration spirit. So everything you want. At level 1 for 1 core, 4,000. Damn. Level 2 for 3 cores, 6,000. Great. Level 3 for 6 cores, 7,000. Not as good, but who cares? Because at level 1, 2, and 3, during your attack step, when one of your spirits with Ascend attacks, discard the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. And at level 2 and 3, it has Crush +1. So it's just Hydra's right-hand man. Jabba's Salacious Crumb is Sathagua. Good lord, it's just good. It triggers your Great Sapphire Labyrinth. It triggers the Ascend ability off of Hydra if you want it to. It nails. Like, it's stupid. And its stat line is really decent.
I mean, we saw this when you guys did the stream under in Indiana that this card came out, and there was the talk of the chat for most of the day. So Aberration is just freaking stupid. Like, I'm surprised how good it is, and you hear amongst the local BSS player community that Hydra's a problem, and people are worried about Hydra. So
the Nexus just put out an episode called "The Hydra-Shaped Elephant in the Room" or something like that. I really appreciated that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good talk about Hydra being a boogeyman.
Yeah.
If you want to see this card used live, like in use though, you're right, Angel. We do have our VOD up of the Indiana BSS Midwest tourney. You see this card come up a lot.
Yeah, infamously in the Gundam Mill turn. That we keep talking about. I feel bad for. I think Ben commented.
He was like, "Man, harsh."
Yeah, he's like, "Damn, we got to keep talking about this." But again, I loved Ben's deck. I love the Gundam idea, and
it's just unfortunate that
it was just unfortunate that Hydra was there to play.
Yeah,
I agree that day.
But yeah,
this card, the art on this card is amazing.
it's awesome. He has 2 belly buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so full that they're both popping out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gems or cores. This card reminds me of the Yu-Gi-Oh card, Just Desserts.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like this,
yeah.
you could just take that card and slap this art on it, and it would not look out of place. Like,
wouldn't. Yeah, that's so true. Oh man, I just, yeah, I love the aberrations, man. Like, I've already said all of this.
They're insane.
I wanted aberration support, and we fucking got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it, man, and you got it at a crazy level too, man. Like,
It's ridiculous.
I'm excited to see what happens in Texas. It's gonna be interesting to see what how many Hydra decks are in the top. So
can we talk about Texas for a second?
we can always talk about Texas.
All right, their hats are so stupid. I'm just kidding.
Can we say shoes from Texas or Dub?
Yeah. It's not it's like welcome was it Doug Dum.
I just wanted to say I have been looking at that tournament trying to figure out if I can go or like I want to go. And like I can and I do want to, but man, Bandai, please, can you like for future events, please put the venue like closer to wherever the airport is, because I was looking. It's like an hour Uber to get from the airport to the venue, and I'm just like,
again, Texas is like 3 times the size of Japan.
It's huge, yeah, and it's like, why did we not just do this in like Dallas or Houston or like I don't know? So I guess that's my like gripe with it is I'm just like I do want to go and I can go, like I can do it. I'm just like, man, I'm going to have to spend all this money on an Uber. I'm going to have to rent a car or something. And it's just, I don't know. It also just took so long for us to figure out what the pricing was. I feel like I really only became interested once I found out that I could get a Pro Tour invite.
Right.
Because that's kind of what I was waiting to see. And then I was like, well, I might do it. And then I was looking into it. And I'm just like, well, I'd have to fly to Texas, take an hour Uber. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's really tough to make it work.
Yeah.
Because it feels like short notice, even though we've known about it, but it feels like short notice just because we just found out about the prize support. But I got to say, those foil flood streams.
And just,
looking pretty nice.
The pricing is sick, but like you got to think that like this tournament, I think because it's so early, it's set for his life. Like I know it's at the end of March, but I just think it's going to be Hydra Fest.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hydra in spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that either before the Texas event happens or at least during, we get more information for the rest of the year, the rest of the quarter of the other events, other tournaments, because this is what they did last year that we kind of sort of, constructive criticized them on, hey, let's get ahead. We can plan better. But like you said, like, I mean, not everybody's in a good situation, right? But like flying to Dallas, $100+ Uber drive.
Yep.
To then be stuck in who knows where in that city, and then try and plan another hour back to fly back home. It just, I don't know.
And then you got to make top 32 to get that ProFest invite.
Yeah. Well, so. my thing with the Uber actually is I was like, I bet I could get an Uber from Dallas to Mesquite, but I don't know if I can get an Uber from Mesquite to Dallas because I don't really know.
That's a good point. Then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I don't want to drive to Dallas.
No. So, yeah, I really do. To your point, Angel, I really do want to see what the other events are because, like, if the other events actually seem more inconvenient, then I'm just like, okay, maybe I will just, like, suck it up and go. But because I do really want to go. I want to try and qualify. We talked about this. Like, I want to try and qualify earlier this year so I can kind of just, like, not stress so much and towards the end of last year, I felt like I was like, I have to place at this tournament. And it was like that at every event I went to. And I'm like, man, I'd really love to just go to these events and like, not have so much pressure.
Yeah.
But, so we'll see. I'm definitely going to Battle Spirits events this year. I don't know about them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really want to know like location and what the price or whatever the price structure is going to be. But the biggest thing for me is location, right? Prices for me are irrelevant because it's just how you do. It's more like,
Yeah.
can I go to this, or how far is this going to be from me, or can I drive to this, or can I buy a plane ticket now at a hotel? Not like a
Yeah.
week before, and then you have to spend like 15 to $2,000 just trying to get there.
Yeah.
For a travel voucher that it's cool, but that's kind of more beneficial, for flying back, Europe or something like that.
Yeah.
The travel voucher does look nice though. It's $4,000.
Travel
does look
voucher
nice.
is great.
Like that's
So
that's
big.
good.
That is
I
big.
mean, I wonder if how many, like, can you use it till those $4,000 is up, or just like one traveling altogether?
I have no idea.
We need details, Bandai.
Yeah,
We need
just
details.
a little more communication would be fine. But we also do know that online summoner duels will take place May through July, so there's at least something that everybody could hop on to. Webcam play is super fun. And the online format, it actually doesn't even take up a lot of your time. It is best of 1 35-minute rounds. So if you're just, carving out a couple of hours at home one weekend to play in one of these, or as many as you want, because you can do that too. That is a cool way to get people involved, and I'm excited to see how those go, especially deep into.
Also get a protest sim, invite on those. So if you can't,
That's right.
Travel is a free. You don't have to waste the money on traveling. And you get you get everything. I mean, you get everything the same, right? You get the
and actually there's there's the exclusive Summoner Duels colored core set and Nexus SPR pack, and it looks like only the top. Only the winner gets the ProFest invite, but still, that's fun.
Yeah,
it's still a chance. I still will definitely travel to a physical event, but it's nice to know. Yeah. It's just
that's all.
Online's going to be Hydra Fest, man. Like it's just going to be high roll and blue against each other. Who can get their Hydra out first? But and it might not be. I'm just joking. But we do have events coming up. A little more information will be nice, but I'm sure we'll see some of that soon.
Yep. Well, I'm excited to play some Battle Spirits this year. Honestly, this game has been so cool, and it took me to some place on the other side of the world that I never thought I never really even planned on going to. So had a great time. So I'm honestly really looking forward to, I want to do some more international events this year. It's a long story, but I actually have a travel voucher through British Airways. So I'm just like, maybe I should just randomly go to one of these like European Grand Opens.
That'd be awesome. That'd be super cool.
I have to use this voucher by November that I have. So
there you go.
Like, maybe I should just go.
It's fake.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? It'd be fun. Could hang out with the Nexus crew.
That's right. I love it.
Maybe I can even use it to go to Australia.
Oh.
Never know. I don't know if British Airways goes there. Probably.
I want to kiss Royce's cheek.
He is really handsome, so I understand.
And I want Shorty to show me around Australia, and we can regard on how much better it is than America, instead of being in America and commenting on how much better Australia is. Because he can
take us to Pancake Parlor.
Pancake Parlor!
And we can see if it's better than Waffle House. It definitely is.
Oh, I bet
I've never even been, but I'm sure it is.
I'm sure anything's better than Waffle House.
I love Waffle House.
I do love Waffle House too.
I feel like it's being shitty
in a certain. You have to be in a certain fashion.
Yeah. I'm not above it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I like
better than IHOP though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, should we? I think that's gonna conclude the BSS portion of our show.
Yeah, this week should be a little shorter for y'all, but yeah, if you're about to check out, we're gonna talk about some Dragon Ball Fusion World to end the episode today. So if you're just here for the Battle Spirits, that's totally fine. But again, want to remind you, join our Discord, Absolute BSS. The link's in the description if you're listening or watching. It's in there. You can go to any other episode too. It'll be there. Share it with your friends who are interested in the game too. We're a Casualpetitive show. It's a Casualpetitive Discord. Like we sometimes, like when the season's happening, we're talking about competitive lists. But right now, we're just having fun speculating set 4 and sharing deck lists and getting some battle shots games together and stuff like that. So join the Discord if you don't want to miss out. And especially if you're interested in other games too, we are working on building spaces for that too. So yeah, thank you for listening. And yeah, let's talk about some Fusion World a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys were able to play. And we guys went, well, you two played online against each other. So that was fun to watch. You guys were learning, kind of learn how the game was. I know a little bit, and I played obviously Dragon Ball Masters, but I am excited for Future World. It seems like a lot of people in the world are too, because product is very scarce, and those that have it are jacking up the prices, even especially in Japan. I saw a post, I think it was today or yesterday. It was 1,300 yen, I think is what it was, something like that. So not sure what that equates to, but I'm sure it sounds expensive or more than what it should be. So I know Cosmic just got his case, I think today I saw on Twitter. So a couple of days he'll be posting videos. Be interested to see what the pool rates are. But yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, I think we all talked about it. I think we're all kind of like online digital client is where we're gonna really spend most of our time. It's cool to stream it, talk about it, and I want to, play physically as well. But I think, like we all, especially products to me that's hard to find. Play online, see if you like it, right? See if the deck is good. If you want to go somewhere, go do it, find the cards at that point. Might be cheaper than trying to go into Wild Eggs, hunt, trying to find the cards or playing double prices for it. So though the cards look amazing though. I mean,
they do.
Sure, right? They look good. Like the holographic. I'm going to see what the Godward looks like in the actual packs, but to see if it's as detailed as the other cards I have for Dragon Ball Z. I do wish the cards were a little bit, just like a little thin, more layer, but they're better than Lorcana though.
Yeah.
Like freaking like they're wet.
Yeah.
The quality it's still good for a card game. It's just it's not as good as Battle Spirits, which is really funny. But no, they're great. The card art is so cool. Like I grew up watching Dragon Ball when I was little. I had all the toys and I played with them. So like I know the characters. So it's really cool to just see more new artwork for all these characters. I think I mentioned that last time. Like Bandai does a really good job at just they have years and years of still images and source material that they could pull from, but they still commission new artists to work with these characters and make really cool cards. And the fact that this really is a big deal for the physical and digital space. I mentioned SoulForge at the top of the episode, and that digital client just came out, but like everyone for a while was trying to make digital card games that felt like you're playing physically, but made a lot of quality of life improvements. And now we're starting to see the hand in hand of like, we're making a physical card game that translates well to digital and can be played both or separately, but everyone is still together. And I know that they missed the mark a little bit. They wanted the app to launch with the cards physically. Like they wanted me to have been able to pick up that starter deck last weekend and play online immediately. That didn't happen. It's a couple weeks late. That's still really good as far as app development. And again, just the app looks so cool, and it's a great way for anybody to just pick up the game. You play for free. There are microtransactions obviously, but it's no different than like Runeterra and Magic the Gathering Arena. And Pokemon has done the code things. Magic, they give you codes too. But like this is the first time where it's like the game physically and digitally launches, and it's the same. It's the same meta. It's the same card pool. It's just more accessible. And I want this to succeed. More than anything, I just want it to be well received. And I want this to be the norm moving forward. I know it's a lot of work, but I just think it's only good for the hobby. What do you guys think?
They have the IP. I mean, I agree. They have the IP to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Dragon Ball, right? Like, if this is a good, let's just say like first stepping stone, and they're like the guinea pigs for it, but it does well, then you have One Piece. You have all these other games. Battle Spirits maybe at some point if it gets big enough. Digimon, that's a huge community there, right? That alone. And maybe it goes to something that we all talked about in the last podcast, where like maybe it's just one client and you just have like Steam, right? Like it's like that client, Bandai client, and you have all the games to have. But I think for sure for like this game to be successful online, and I hope they do it. And we were talking about this a little bit off the podcast. Was that events, right?
Yep.
Some digital events with pricing. kind of hand in hand. There's like a regional for the physical card game. There's a regional for the digital client, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that your servers are big enough to handle that, and you know, if anything, participation might be higher because it's a comfort of your own home, right? Anybody can join, or if you qualify by a ranking point, like when Terra did a little bit, you have to be, you know, forgot what it was, like diamond or whatever it is,
Yeah.
level. But I think this game, it's, you know, Pokemon's done it already. It's not taking nothing away from Pokemon. Like Pokemon does it with the physical card, and but I think like same thing where like they don't have big events, right? It's just like you play it for fun. And that's it. Everybody's playing Pokemon physically because it's huge, right? It's one of the big threes we always talk about. So I think that's why that has the edge over the digital client.
Yeah.
Where this is in a different aspect, where the Dragon Ball's pretty big. I mean, not as big as One Piece and these other games, but I think if the digital client is successful, it could be really as big as like Hearthstone possibly or whatnot, and really have people play it. And honestly, I think it really drives like people like us where you're doubling your revenue in a way, right? Because we're spending the currency in digital, right? Because we want to play with the cards practice. And if we like the deck and we want to go play the physical, we're going to buy the cards physically anyway. So,
Right.
you know, I think they have something really good here. It's just two things come down to it. Like, is there going to be event support for the digital client? Is there going to be anything exciting than just me playing at home by myself or with my friends? And then two, are your servers good, right? Can your servers handle it? Is it laggy? Is it crashing all the time? Is it booting? Are my cards disappearing randomly? So that's the biggest thing. And I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case because maybe that's why they pushed it back a little bit. Just to make sure that everything's refined from the beta feedback that they gave. I know the little bit that I played at LA at Bandai Fest was smooth. Played amazingly. It was easy. The animations for each leader was awesome.
Beta looks great.
The beta looks great. I mean, it's another color that's gonna be introduced, which is the color black on this for this. So it's exciting. I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited for this game. And you know, like you said, Runeterra kind of facing out in my game pool, I guess you could say. And Shadowverse never really being a thing or Arcana. This is gonna be the next thing that I have my eye on. And to Eric's point, if we qualify early in one of these Battle Spirit events, you can technically take the rest of the year off in a way, right? Like
split your focus.
There's no more price support really, so just hey,
play this and then go to Battle Spirits events that are, you know, like close by or like easy to get to and just for fun and
without the stress. I'm excited for this game. I mean, honestly, like I said it before, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z nerd, and if I would have had enough room in my arms, I probably would have a Dragon Ball Z sleeve on me. But it's, you know, I've always loved the anime. I love what it's about. I loved the manga when I was younger, and I have statues all over my room. I have canvases all over the place. So this game coming out, and I like the last game. It just got very complicated very quickly. It's not one of those games where like you could take a couple, you know, months off and come back into it, and you know, it's pretty intensive. So I'm excited. It's very simple to play. I mean, you guys can talk about it. How was your experience playing and all that?
I'd actually really love for you to talk a little bit more about comparing it to Masters because some people in our live stream when we were playing the other night were asking us some questions. I think Sad Mango asked us, how does the card stock compare between Masters and Fusion World? And then also, I guess beyond that, like how is the gameplay different?
Well, card stock wise, Masters feels a little bit better. It's just the card book's a little bit thicker, for sure.
And that makes sense, right? Because they are splitting their trajectory for this game as physical and digital, so they're not going to go as hard on the quality. But again, still, the quality is better than Lorcana. Like,
the foils.
Lorcana's, like I said, I dip that in water. Like, it's
like,
it's like the raccoon when he like dips the cotton candy.
It just disappears.
No, the foils look awesome for this game.
I was gonna say the foiling though is still top notch, right? It still looks good.
It's
the thing about Masters though, and I can't compare it yet because I'm only going off the starter decks, right? Which still don't have anything crazy. But once I open a pack or two and I get some SPRs or the secret rares, I can have a better judgment of that because I have a bunch of the secret rares and super rares from the Masters. And I think I showed you guys a video one time. Like those foiling on the gold on that thing, like it is insanely shiny. It's very bold. I have one ghost rare card, and that's extremely crazy looking. So I have to see what the Fusion World one looks like to really compare it. If I'm just comparing starter decks to starter deck, I still will go to Masters quality. It's just a little bit shinier, a little bit more, I don't know what's the word, like just compact, I guess it is. But it's still good though. I mean, if you guys play Lorcana or Hell Lorcana, like you're gonna tell the difference. And honestly, I'm sad to say this, but I'd probably say like Shadowverse has one of the best card stock that
Oh
I've
my
ever recall.
gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it was
Shadowverse
like
cards are
hard.
awesome.
Even the tokens, like the
The
tokens are
Shadowverse
thick,
the Shadowverse tokens feel like you're like playing with like a titanium credit card.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Man, it just makes the packs feel heavy too. Like it's
Yeah.
Even I'll say Soulforge Fusion's physical cards are not the greatest either, which is a bummer because there's a lot of shuffling in the physical version of that. But well, that was it. I don't know what the but was.
Well, and it just says a little bit of the other, when I'm confusing anybody, like Masters. So some of this gameplay of Fusion Worlds is very similar where like you have to, each card has a combo if it has it. You have the reduction, well not reduction, but you got to have a certain color to play it at this energy. A lot of stuff is similar where Masters gets super more complex, I guess you could say. There's a lot of different keywords like in Magic, right? You have like permanents that are evolutions, right? You have how does one like go on? It's like triple frappe, like there's a lot of keywords that each color has that Fusion World is more like anybody can pick it up and learn it that same day, and you can be competitive that same day as long as you have a day. There's
Feels very
enough,
streamlined.
yes, there's enough language there, and there's enough combo pieces into it to make it unique and complex, right? Like, hopefully some of you guys have played, but like Broly's right now, the starter deck is more of the complex decks to play. Like, it's not very easy to. Nobody can pick that deck up and be like, I'm gonna win. Where like Vegeta and or I guess the blue card, which is Vegeta and Frieza, which is yellow, it's more user friendly to begin with, and Goku is more of that neutral balance, which is red. Where in Masters, it's like every leader has do this, and this. It's almost like Digimon. Do this, and that.
Yeah.
If this is involved, do this, and that. And then this card does that, and it just got way too crazy. So
that's real quick. That's another reason why I feel like Digimon is going to get rebooted digitally, just like Dragon Ball is right now. I would not be surprised if even next year we hear about Digimon card game whatever, and they'll keep
Digimon
the same thing. Yeah, and they'll keep the same thing, the regular game where everyone's already invested, but I think they're going to, especially if this does well, I really could see them doing here's the new Digimon TCG 2.0. It's simpler. It feels more like the rest of the Bandai games that are quick, and here's an app for it. I really think so.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was about to say. Like, Dragon Ball Masters is and Digimon in a way are the only two games I could think of that just kind of like far left field. Like they just went with their own thing compared to like One Piece. It's very. I mean, me and Eric learned it the same day. Oh yeah, okay, cool. And we're playing like 4 or 5 games like we're pros, right?
I love that game casually.
But it's just easy. Battle Spirits is another game. Yeah, there's some complexity to it. I mean, nothing crazy like Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that.
Right.
But it's streamlined for the most part, and it gets convoluted halfway through the game depending on your core resources and what you're playing. Where like you said it, you nailed it right in the butt. Like Digimon right now. I love Digimon. I would love to play Digimon, but I haven't been in the game for so long that it's like what Masters is to me now. Like learning all the terminology and learning what this does and all these crazy like what is the game? It's just
it's less accessible.
It's less exactly. I mean, I could play a game like that, right? I mean, there's Magic, there's Yu-Gi-Oh if I want to get really crazy, but it just doesn't feel like it's a formula for Bandai games, right? It's the only thing that throws me off. So I'm hoping Fusion World, and it seems like it's doing its job. I mean, the hype is there. People are after it, and I don't recall this being as big, or I'm sorry, Masters being as big when this came out. So I remember when Masters came out, me and my buddy were like, oh my god, it's a Dragon Ball Z game. And I'm like, oh, another one? They're like, yeah, they rebooted the card game again with something else. And we bought I think I bought like a Vegeta starter deck. I forgot, I think he bought Goku. And we played it. And literally, I remember like we were kind of struggling with some of the instructions. Just at that point, right? The game got a lot more complicated as more sets came out. But even that was kind of like hard. Like, what is going on? Like, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Where as Fusion World was like day one. Oh, okay, this is very simple. All right, I get it. Like, yeah, okay, do this and that. Even the comboing, right? The combo is what those people most off. And you got super combo. Like, so I don't know. Yeah. I think this game, if you're interested in the game, I would just say this: digital client, check it out. You will know super quick if it's for you or not. It's a different type of game, but it's very. I mean, if you play One Piece, I don't want to compare it to One Piece, but like, it has some similarities to it, right?
It does. The time to kill feels very similar.
Yeah, I think the leaders have a little bit more special things to Dragon Ball because the Awakens have very different abilities that change your whole game set.
Yeah,
and the Self Awakening is pretty cool. But I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's gonna be a good game. Definitely, like I said, if you're interested and you're looking into Masters for some reason, I would just go for this. And I think the card value for Fusion World once the hype goes down will be a lot cheaper than Masters. Masters, some of those single cards are going for 1,500, 1,600, 900, 400. It just depends. So, because it's very hard to pull some of those cards, and the sets are huge. So, I think Fusion World is a more condensed of that, event of that, but I think more friendly because the digital clients can help out a lot. So,
Yeah. Well, we played it.
Well, before you go talk about you playing it, that's
Yeah.
one thing I would say. I think there was an interview or somebody said in an article, we all were expecting the digital client to be with Masters. It was supposed to be Masters,
Mhm.
but in a way, roundabout way, it was too much going on with Masters to make the digital client effective that they decided just to kind of like strip the game down and leave a couple things in there to make it easier. So just to answer the question like simpler, they had to make a whole new digital client for a whole new game compared to just importing Masters over.
Right.
That's how crazy how many things happen to Masters sometimes. So
Yeah. Eric and I did play it. Like Eric mentioned earlier, I found a local store near both of us, and I picked up one deck. Eric ended up picking one of each of the starter decks, and
Because I have no self-control.
yeah, and did an unboxing video, and we played. So I will say that first game.
That's why I bought all four, so we could do an unboxing video. It's for content.
Yes.
for content, baby.
And that first game that we played, I was playing Broly, and I think Eric was playing Vegeta, and I know for a fact I was not playing the deck the way that it was intended. But by the third game for sure, we had the game down. We knew what the decks wanted to do. And now I'm just I'm really hooked on it. I'm really sold. I love green. I'm excited to explore some other leaders in green, some other battle cards in green. Frieza looks super fun. Frieza will probably be one that I try a lot in that yellow. And it was just a blast. It's a very
having fun. I wish I could have watched it when it was
Yeah.
I watched it the next day, and I think I texted you. I was like, Cam, you want to keep your big guy as a green?
Yeah. You were giving me some retrospective
huge guy.
advice.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, thank you for that.
I think, yeah, you're right. By the third game, we had it down because the first one took us a little over an hour, maybe, but we were also chatting and hanging out in the stream and stuff. But the second one we had done in maybe 45 minutes, and then I think our last game we were done in 27 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I think that's what the game goes 20 minutes or 5.
Yeah.
Right. You got to think it'll play on an app. It will go fast.
Yeah.
But also in a fair way. It's just exciting because the time to kill is good. I talk about that in games a lot. How quickly it ramps up, gets exciting, and then ends. And, it's like Dragon Ball. It's they start fighting. They're just throwing fists like crazy. And then one of them powers up and then they beat the shit out of that one. And then the other guy powers up and they fight back.
Yep.
And then it's over. And it's just good. It's the way that I felt about One Piece. It's feels like an episode of the show. You got these characters, they're throwing blows, episode's over. I just think they really nailed it with the mechanics and the timing of it. And that is going to translate so well to an app. And it's just going to make official events really fun and exciting. I always talk about the One Piece people that were having so much fun. Every 20 minutes you would hear the crowd erupt. And because that's the tempo of the game. It's just good. So you're going to see it on our channel. I can promise you that. And I think it's definitely worth looking into, especially if you're a fan of Battle Spirit, especially if you're a fan of Bandai Namco, because when you sit down to play these, the way that they are making them is you can easily transition from one to the other very seamlessly and find your similarities, but then really appreciate what makes each specific game unique. I immediately just in my mind and probably on video, I said, this feels like One Piece. And it does in certain senses. But then as the video goes on and as the games get played, you do see the intricacies and what sets it apart from One Piece or what sets it apart from Digimon. And it's just good game design. They are really cranking out good games. And if you're a Dragon Ball Z player and you're here because of that, I encourage you to check out Battle Spirits because I think it just makes sense. They're really doing a good job, and I'm just so pumped on.
I think the cool thing
Fusion
about
World.
this game about Fusion World, like you were saying, Cam, that just the ability to like use your field to combo for your leader and use your hand.
Yes.
So it does remind you like an anime, like you got the guys that are actually fighting, and then the support comes from the hand, like they're flying in.
Yeah.
And that changes the element of that game because when do you have to use it offensively if you want to overpower your opponent in case of combo higher, or defensively, obviously, to stop your leaders or protect some of your cards. But at the same time, though, you play that mental mind game where it's like hand size, right? Hand size matters in this game.
It's huge.
So,
Yeah.
Just like a pro tip for anybody that wants to get into this game, because Matt's the same way. Life does not matter. If you have down 3 lives, 2 lives, and your opponent leader has 8 life, that means absolutely garbage because hand size is what matters. That is your combo pieces. That is your energy. And not to mention, you have some cards in the game that have a critical blow, which what that does, it takes the life damage that it does, and that card goes into the drop zone and not to the opponent's hand. So if your opponent's already comboed off a lot because you're putting pressure on them early in the game, and you have a card that has critical blow, you're never gonna give them that hand, and you're gonna be leading the game. They're probably gonna scoop at some point. So hand size, just a reminder, hand size is what matters in this game. Nothing else matters. Hand size.
And if your opponent doesn't have a hand, like if they have literally 0 cards in hand, you can just absolutely turn sideways and just kill them very quickly, especially with those criticals.
You have perfect information at that point.
Exactly.
So you can you know exactly, they can combo off the field, but you know exactly how much they can combo.
That's where the skill test is gonna separate.
You got a double strikes. Well, I think the thing too with this game you have to be careful with. There's no real phase. I mean, it's a phase, but not really, right? Because you can attack, you can do all these other things.
Right.
Make your opponent use their resources, and then when you think you're done, all right, here's my double striker that I'm gonna stop and attack with right away for game because you didn't think I had. So that's what throws this game
it's exciting.
off, right? Like it's not like all the battle phase is done. And no, okay, you did all this. I made you use your combo. You thought I was gonna be done. Tap the rest of my energy. Here's my double striker. Finish your leader for 2 life. You know.
Yeah.
Damn it, Angel! You're so smart. Why did I not do that when we played? That's so smart. I always played all my stuff first, and then I went into like a combat phase.
That's
that Rune Terra in you, Angel.
It's a fun game though, man. I'm glad you guys liked it.
That's a really good point because I played all my stuff first and then I attacked. But you're so right. I would have so much more like the element of surprise if I did my first attacks, saw kind of how Cam played it out, and then played my double striker or my critical striker or whatever.
It's like tennis.
Yeah, you know what I feel like they've done with this game is they've taken some of the mechanics from one piece and then removed like as much of the RNG as they can.
Yeah.
Like there's no triggers off of the cards, which I don't know. I think during the stream I maybe mentioned I was like, oh, it'd be kind of fun if they had that. But actually, I think in retrospect, I kind of like that it doesn't.
I agree.
Because it removes that element. It's just you know that when you hit somebody, there's no trigger. It's just a draw. There's
which is big in this game. It's like I can't.
Hand size matters, like you said. Yeah.
It's like I can't just make them go from 8 to 0 because most of the time while I'm hitting them along the way, I am giving them ammunition for defense and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's actually like some of these leaders get extra powerful once you awaken them,
and then it's harder to hit them.
So now if you're giving them hand size plus whatever the leader's awakened power might be, you might have really just shifted the whole game in their favor. So you always want to I say it all the time in Battle Spirits, don't get greedy, right? Like if they have no hand size and I would attack the rest of the game just with your critical guy once per turn, right? That way, just chip them down. Compared to just saying, let me just end the game quickly because that one card to get added to the hand could change the whole game, right? It could be one of those extra cards that blows up the board. It could be some crazy stuff. I mean, the thing that Dragon Ball Super has is like you can destroy your opponent's character by just their level. Like destroy a level 4, destroy a level 5. Doesn't matter if the BP is 50,000. So.
Yep. It's great.
Pretty crazy.
I'm thinking about it all the time, and I can't wait for the digital app to come out, because it's just so damn fun.
Yeah, I've been so ready for it. Like,
yeah, I can't wait.
I don't know. I think it's great that Bandai's doing this. I hope he does this with Digimon, man, because I'm such a Digimon nerd as well.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd of everything.
I know,
I think
man.
most people-
I'm in the
I think
same
most people
boat.
my age grew up the same way, so they probably have the same things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon.
That's why we're such
these
fast
all things
friends,
about
man.
Beyblade, you know, good old Beyblades. But like even Digimon's new set, like Exceed Apocalypse, I think is what it's called. Or
Yeah.
the cards look so cool, but it's just I was reading some of the text. And Jesus, I don't know what the hell that means. So
Yeah.
what have they done to this Digimon? Like it's like a whole paragraph, you know, like
Yeah.
and there's games like that, right? Like, if I want to play games like that are very like mine, I'll play Magic, right? Because Magic can be
Exactly.
like that. Like Magic can be very tricky. There's a lot of
And it's
reading.
what
There's
you
a lot of
expect.
combo, but that's what you expect. Like these games should be kind of like what I feel Battle Spirits is in Fusion World. Like quick, even One Piece, very quick. Yeah, there's a little bit of thought process through it, but you're not like burnt to hell. I mean,
Marvel Snap changed the landscape for digital card games because what that game does so well is you feel like you've had a very impactful, just choice-driven game from start to finish, and even outside of it because you do deck build. They're small decks, but like the games last 10 minutes at most. It's amazing. Like they give you that entire feeling of a full game of Magic, but in 10 minutes. It's very impressive. Marvel Snap is just very, very good, and it's changing the landscape in, I think, very good ways. And I think this is another one of those stepping stones into what the norm will be. And to me, that's exciting.
Well, I think it's even like you guys experienced it last year at Gen Con, where like the age of like, you know, it's a game for everybody. If you still want to get into the very wrong, absolutely, more power to you. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but like you said, these quick games, that's the gameplay, it can be fun. But you guys had said at Gen Con where you guys were trying some demo deck of a new card game that's about to come out.
Yeah,
we got through like 3 turns, man, in an hour.
Too many things because like over convoluted and all these other things, and it's just like, what is, you know? To me, I choose a game like that. Like if I look at a card and that card looks like, holy crap, I have to read the hell. Like what is all this information?
Yeah. If I don't even have an inkling of an idea of what it might do, then it's too much.
Yeah, it's like Vanguard. Like Vanguard looks cool. It's the same creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think the same artist. And I try to get into that game, but same thing. I got to the game mid like cycle. Yeah. And there's so many sets. I'm like, what is going? Like you're doing this and this is doing that. I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Well, that's why like with Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, it was like, take a card that costs 5 or fewer, put it on the bottom of your opponent's deck. It's like, cool. I don't necessarily know, like just reading the card, if I'm not familiar with the game, I don't know how the timing of that works or like when I can play this or whatever, but I know that. I know how to
it's good. Yeah.
I know that it's good. Yeah. And it's like, but yeah, that game that we tried at Gen Con, it was like, there was so much text, so many numbers, like on a single card, to the point where I'm just like, you could hand me a deck of Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. Maybe I don't know how to play, but you don't give me the rules. I could probably figure it out, or at least be playing like a game, you know? Like I don't even need the rule book. I could probably figure it out with somebody and just like, you know, we could kind of piece together what's going on, and maybe we'd have some of the timing structure a bit wrong, if we don't have the rules in front of us. But yeah, like a game like the one we played at Gen Con would be like, you hand me that deck, like, I don't even know where to start. Yeah. Like, I have no idea. I also love...
Go do groceries, come back, make a sandwich, play it again.
I love with Dragon Ball Super Fusion World as well. Like, don't get me wrong, the little plastic cores for Battle Spirits are one of the main things that actually attracted me to the game when Cam was introducing it. He was like, yeah, if you go to this launch event, you'll get some plastic cores. And I was like, I'm in. I want some little plastic cores. But I love a game when you don't need anything extra. Like I like that the life is cards that you set on the table, and I like that there's no tokens or anything like that, at least at this point. So you can just like, if I'm going to a Battle Spirits event, I can just throw one of these decks in my bag. It doesn't really take up any room at all. And I just like, oh, hey, you got a Dragon Ball Super Fusion World? Yeah, we got 20 minutes. You want to just like crank out a game? Yeah,
That's
sure.
how I felt about One Piece. It's
One Piece
very
is
self-sufficient, you know.
Yeah.
We bought 2 starter decks, went home and played them, and I had a blast.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah, it's a great game. I can't wait to explore it more. I have also started watching. I don't know if I'm going to watch all of it, but I started watching Dragon Ball Super.
I'm playing Kakarot.
Oh yeah, Kakarot is such a good game. I need to beat it, but it's such a good game.
Yeah.
That's the like RPG Dragon Ball game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just goes through the events of the show.
I should just get that. That sounds
It's
like fun.
It's a DLC for it too now. Like I have to finish it, but it's a good game. You basically watching the show, but more interactive because you're playing the game.
You get to play it. It's fun. I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I should check that out. Because I used to love Dragon Ball Z was like, and I think I mentioned this before. It was a show that I used to watch with my dad. And I've actually talked to my dad about this game. He seemed hesitant about trying it, but I'm gonna bring a couple decks with me next time I go visit him, and I'm gonna force him to try it.
I think he could fall into it really well. I really do. It's really far from the most complex game I've ever played.
Yeah, I think he can figure it out. And I think because he knows the characters and stuff, I think that'll really help.
I told my brother that, and he's gonna play the digital version with me. He's excited.
Yeah. Well, my dad plays like digital poker on his phone all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So how funny would it be if he like really liked it and started playing Dragon Ball Super Fusion World on his phone?
And he could. It's free. It's just awesome. It's so cool. That's the future, man.
I mean, I said I love the card. I love the game. The game's fun. The IP's there, right?
Yeah.
They have all the pieces they need. I just hope that there's some event support for it. I really do.
Physically and online.
Yeah, because that's what's going to make or break this game, right? Because it's like, if nobody knows about it, or if they didn't even know there, I mean, I still hear people like, oh, what's Dragon Ball Super Fusion? I thought it was like a new anime. Like, they didn't even know it was like another card game, or there was a digital version. So they just needs to make sure there's big events for it, hand in hand simultaneously. So those that are playing physically know, or if people around them, like, oh, I can't go to that event, but I can play digitally because it's an event 2 days earlier, whatever it might be. So.
Yep. One thing that they could do, this is pure speculation, this is not, nothing has been announced, but I was thinking a really cool thing they could do is like do the digital events, and the prize for like the winner or maybe the top 2 or even top 4 of the digital events, hold those before the physical one, print them a deck of their digitally winning deck with like maybe promo or just like cold foils, all of it.
That'd be nice.
And then invite them to the physical version with that deck. I just think that'd be really, really neat.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice element. That'd be something unique. So
yeah, there's so much you can do when you mix the digital with the physical. So again, I'll be very anxious to see how it all shakes out, but I'm very, very excited for this to come out so I can start streaming it regularly here on our YouTube channel, and just having that other game, and especially with Angel to guide us in all things Dragon Ball, I think that'll be really, really fun. It's just another game.
We'll be talking about it in the Discord. So
another game to bond over you all, or over with you all. Like I just, it's so fun. I really love this family of games that Bandai is making because they're all good, and they're getting me into these IPs again that I haven't been in, like One Piece and just being more connected with Digimon and going back and like watching those. It's just, there's something special here, and I'm just excited to see where it all goes. And that includes Battle Spirits, which is their own IP. So anything that makes them success with IPs that they don't own is going to be put into the IP that they do own and that they can do a lot more with. So I truly do believe that. So it's not a competition, really. Like, there's room for these games to coexist, and there's room for players to be playing multiples of these games at the same time, especially with the digital app involved. So if you're even a little bit on the fence on Dragon Ball, but if you just really like any of the other Bandai card games, check it out, and check out Battle Spirits.
Card game, just check it out, play it.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes me sad about the Bandai games is that I notice all the events are usually when the other event of Battle Spirits are. It's it's like I put all that time and energy, but I can't participate in the championship because I'm going to play Battle Spirits. But then again, though, that could change now that the Grand Opens are not the same, right? So if I qualify early, the next event I could go to play, because Digimon's the same thing. Yeah, right now, Bandai, like, I love other games. If I had to categorize them in like order, I'd probably say, Battle Spirits #1, Dragon Ball Fusion World is number 2, and then number 3, I'm just gonna leave it up to between Digimon and One Piece. You know, I love Digimon. I would rather play Digimon, but it's just too convoluted right now for what I remember it being. So
It's hard to break
One,
into.
One Piece. Yeah, I will go with One Piece just because we played it recently, and then Digimon. But honestly, but all the games, I mean, they're all fun in their own unique way, and the cards all look good in their own unique way.
Yeah,
so,
the card quality is there, man.
Yeah.
Like if you, even as a collector, because I don't play Digimon, but I collect them. Like I've got binders full of these just beautiful cards, and I'm stoked on that. Like that's
I'm
super
excited for
fun.
this new set because the new set got these special rares, so like
Yeah.
almost like metal. Oh my god, and they're already going for quite a hefty price too. I saw. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that card games are back because
Yeah,
I feel
in
like
a
I've been a
good
card
way.
gamer. Yeah. I've been a card gamer like my whole life, but I always go through phases. And I think it's really nice that we're in a really solid phase right now with card games where there's lots to choose from. There's not. I like that there's lots to choose from, but there was a phase in the past where there was lots to choose from, but most of it just kind of felt like garbage.
Yeah, shovelware for card games, it felt like.
Yeah, exactly. And not saying that there's not some of that going on right now, but I think
Absolutely.
the thing that I like about this moment right now is it feels like every single game that's coming out, I'm interested in it for one reason or another. It feels like all of these games, like I think even a few years ago, I don't think you could have convinced me to play Shadowverse just from looking at the cards. I probably would have been like, no, it's not for me. But then, you know, I played it when it came out and I was like, man, like you're saying, Angel, card quality, excellent.
It's so
the
fun.
gameplay itself is so fun and fast. And I'm a little disappointed that didn't really take off. And but you know,
me too. I mean, the game's awesome. I just saw the new set with the Levantian dragon or whatever. Like, the game is fun. It's awesome. It's
it
just
did a lot of good things.
It's like,
well, it's like we talked about in the past. Like, you are the community, so like, if we really wanted to dive into it, like, I'm not saying that we have like the power to bring that game to the forefront or anything, but I'm just saying like, if we really wanted to dive into it, I'm sure we could. It's just there are so many games. I think I mentioned this earlier. Like, there's so many games. I'm gonna have to pick some that look awesome that I'm just gonna have to say no to, just because you know there's too many. But I think for me right now, I think where I've got my sights set is like Battle Spirits is my main game, and then because of the digital client, I think Fusion World will be a very strong contender for like my casual at home, like I'm on my lunch break at work and I just want to crank out a quick game. Yeah, I'm sitting on the toilet, you know, got
going Super Saiyan on the toilet, man.
Yeah. So another great game for my legs to fall asleep to on the toilet.
That's right.
my left hand is super bad because, and my right hand, not for the reasons you guys think, just marble snapping, right?
Yeah.
It's just marble snapping. This phone gets kind of heavy, and I can't tell you the times I'm like laying in bed, and the phone drops in my face because my hand's so numb. Because I'm like trying to snap with one finger, so it's just.
Do you guys have that the phone indent in your pinky?
Oh yeah, dude. Mine are fucking bent as shit. Look at that.
Yeah.
it's
like a soft spot on a baby's head. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, we are evolving, or well, de-evolving maybe.
De-evolving. We're de-evolving.
Yeah, we're de-digivolving.
When they dig up our skeletons years from now, that's how they're gonna know. That's how they're gonna know what era we were from, because we all have that pinky indent.
They won't even have to carbon date it. They're like, this is the Apple pinky.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's a millennial for sure.
Yeah, circa 1993, this one was born.
Yeah.
Man. Well, yeah. Anything else you guys want to add here, or? I think we're good to go.
No, I mean, I'm sure we'll be talking more about Fusion World on the Discord, and maybe we'll pick a random day during the week that's dedicated to it, or just kind of all different kind of games. You know, we can talk about Keyforge and everything else we're all getting into, because I think Dragon Ball Super Fusion World will be out there for the next couple of months for sure, and I'm excited to see. And those of you guys that try it out, please comment on Discord and let me know if you liked it. And if not, if you have any questions, let us know. But other than that, it's always a blast like usual.
Yeah.
I made a chat room for us for Fusion World.
Yeah.
Also, just as like a general thing, because I think Cam and Angel, you both have kind of alluded to it. Like, we are kind of expanding into other games, and we're trying to figure that out. So by no means are we not gonna like really focus on Battle Spirits.
Yeah, don't let this episode
absolute...
scare you. There just isn't a lot of Battle Spirits news, and we wanted to put an episode out. But that will change soon. Like, pre-release is happening, deck lists are coming out, and reports are coming in. Like, Set 4 is a week and a half away, so there'll be a lot more Battle Spirits news.
I've got some boxes ordered, so maybe I'll probably do an unboxing stream.
I probably will too.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I always like doing that.
And I got some coming too, but I probably won't open them for like 6 months. So.
Yeah.
I still got I still have like 3 boxes to open, like 3 set 2. I got my Shadowverse boxes still open.
You're killing me, man.
I know.
Here's how Angel's gonna open them. It's gonna be the night before he hops on a plane to go to an event, and he's gonna be trying to open up his 4th Hydra, and then he's gonna text me at 11 p.m. and be like, "Hey, do you have any extra Hydras?"
And it was like, I think 2. I'm like, shit, I gotta open the rest of or it was like, I gotta open the rest of it. I literally opened like 7 fucking boxes, and I finally got my second Gembu. I was like throwing the cards, like I pulled a Saga rare, and I just chucked it, like I don't fucking care about you right now. Looking for Gembus. Which, by the way, I still have those 2 Gembus for you, Eric. Don't worry, I got them packed away.
Oh. Man, I totally forgot about that. You totally could have just robbed those from me, you know?
Hey, don't let this hat fool you, man. I'm in your back.
Well, I appreciate that. But I'm excited to get into some more games as well. Hopefully, we've started doing live streaming a little bit more regularly on the channel, so hopefully you all are enjoying that. And I think I really want to keep going hard at the channel and like doing more stuff. Like I want to improve our thumbnails and do more live streams and like talk about all sorts of stuff that is fun stuff that we want to talk about. So
yeah, it's been a really fun year so far, so thank you all for sticking with us, and we hope to really just expand it, just for us to be more creative and for y'all to learn some new games and have some fun with us. So
keep giving us feedback. We appreciate all the feedback, and promise you we read them, we talk about them, and you guys seen a lot of previous episodes. We definitely implement a lot of it or talk about what you guys want to hear. So if you have any questions on Discord, let us know. We will talk about it in the next show, and we'll find a spot because you guys are part of the team and the community. So
that's right. We're all working on just building up this hobby that we love together, and can't thank y'all enough. And on that note, check out everybody else who makes content for Battle Spirits and other card games that you like. I'm sure you already are, but definitely check out the Nexus podcast, Main Deck, Church of Pentan, obviously Cosmic, everybody. I'm sure I'm forgetting more people, but
Aspira made a Dragon Ball Super Discord that I joined.
That's cool.
So definitely, if you're looking to get into that game, that seems to be the hub. So it's a DBS CCG unofficial community.
Cool.
So I think it was made by Aspira. But check that out. I think he also runs the Church of Pentan one, right?
That sounds right. Yeah.
I think he's part of it. I think him and some other people are involved in it. But
well, it's him, Cosmic, and Tata. But I think the Battle Spirits unofficial community might be his Discord too. I could be wrong about that, but those are 2 great. Obviously, join our Discord, but those are 2 great Discords as well that have a lot of awesome community members from these games in there. If you're just wanting to get involved, but. Yeah, Nexus podcast, also a huge shout out. I think you already mentioned them, but apparently we're going to be duking it out in some games with them at some point.
I love this.
I think I made a casual comment on one of their videos that was like, we should play some games against each other. And then they were talking about it on their podcast.
As
and they
a
were
challenge.
We're the challenge. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
But, we can own up to it. Maybe we'll have a fun little challenge at some point. We'll do it.
And then last thing, if you're hearing this before the 23rd or after, go to our YouTube. We're going to be playing Battleshot Saga. Finally, we've been talking it up, and we've locked in the final details. It's going to be a fun little live stream this Friday night, 5:30 p.m. Central. Yeah,
5:30 p.m. Central. It could be a little bit of a late start because we need to get everybody set up and go over the rules and everything. But like 5:30, 6, something like that. We'll figure it out. It's a casual, competitive show.
That's right.
So emphasis on the casual.
Yeah.
We show up late.
But come hang out, talk in the chat, place bets on who's going to win, however you want to just enjoy it and have fun with us.
Yeah, we'll
I
definitely
think
get
it'll
our
be
channel
fun.
banned then.
Yeah.
It's just like drinking
Yeah.
and betting on YouTube.
It's like Twitch. No, but set for playtesting, it'll be fun. So join us either live or after the fact. The VOD will be up on the channel anyway. And go back and check out some of our other live stuff that we've done. It's been a lot of fun. Let us know if you like it or not. But yeah, or not. AbsoluteBSSpod@gmail.com if you want to email us for any reason. No one has yet, but it's there. Join the Discord again. Links in the descriptions. Thank you, as always, to Angel and Eric for joining me. And we'll catch you next time on Absolute BSS with some more Battle Spirit Saga news and fun stuff. So until then, see you later.
Peace.
See you, everybody.